Sims 4 save files. We know them, we love them, and at times we watch the videos of the amazing creators that make them. During which I've noticed people really love posters, signs, and stuff. So that got me in the mood to recreate some posters, signs, and stuff in game. Starting off with billboards. On a related note, just recently I dropped my dynamic billboards mod where you can take pictures with your Sims camera and game and directly slot them into dynamic billboards that will rotate through the photos, no recolors or modding necessary. Public August 13th. Okay, so to start us off, I've gone ahead and pulled out some really cool pictures I think will be great to go ahead and recreate in The Sims. So I actually have 5 photos here currently, but in this video we're going to be focusing on 3 that I thought would be fun to go ahead and make. And the first one is this one here, so we're going to focus on this bottom one, and it looks like an ad for an old Billie Eilish concert or tour. Next we have this one. I think this is just like the classic like sign you'll see, or it's like divorce attorney, get a quick divorce or sell your home, like this one is just like generic white man and the words free in large print. And then lastly we have this one, because what the heck is this? Like, what, I think it has a certain je ne sais quoi that I think would be perfect for The Sims. So these are the 3 we're going to go ahead and try our best to bring into our Sims world. Okay, so the first step in creating these billboards was going to be to go ahead and make our 3 Sims, which are going to be the focus for each of them. So it is 2 male Sims and 1 female Sims. And for some reason, I just thought it would be, more endearing, more charming if the Sims were made only using in-game content, so no CC. And I went ahead and took everything out of my mods folder, as you could go ahead and see here. And let me tell you, I did not think that this was going to be as hard as it was. It has been so long since I've seen my game look like this. I don't know why. I had no business being as brave as I was going into this, but I was humbled real quick to the point where I literally had to start using the preset face archetype things that you never touch. I had to use those to go ahead and put these Sims together because it was not clicking, especially my female Sim. She was not coming together the way I needed her to, so we had to snatch that. And also, even before starting, even with CC, the goal was not to make Billie Eilish as a Sim into the game. The goal was literally pretty white woman, just being so straightforward. It was pretty white blonde woman was what I was going for with this Sim, and even then I was struggling. Here you'll also see me start to toggle on and off reshade, because I was trying to, usually if I know I'm going to have a Sim in Blender, I make my Sim without reshade. But seeing only base game skin details, base game hair, I couldn't do it for a minute. But then I decided, it's time to be brave and turn the reshade off and just deal with it. Also, for those of you who don't know, I just came back from my study abroad. I was studying abroad in Italy for like half a month, and I say this to say that in the last 2 days of my trip, I got very sick. So sick I was actually dying on the plane. Okay, it was very bad. And now that I'm back home, it's a very slow process to getting better. I might be getting worse. I'm walking the line a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't know if you could tell that in my voice or not. I feel like I can hear it, but we here because I really wanted to go ahead and put this together. Putting these Sims together, I also realized all of the pictures I chose were of Caucasian soon-to-be Sims. So I also decided to go ahead and make different swatches with different colors of the Sims and their outfits and their skin and everything, but that's not, I will show you those swatches at the very end. I'm not including those in the speed build, just know that those do exist. And of course, we cannot recreate billboards without having an actual billboard. So to do this, I used GeForce Studio to go ahead and make a selective clone of one of the billboards that come in base game, as I do want this to be base game compatible. However, all the base game billboards had these little bump outs to specifically match the design, or the original design that they come with. So to change that, I went ahead and pulled the mesh and the textures from a billboard that came in Get Together, and then just imported that to make that work. And then the first billboard I went ahead and got started with is this one. Now, this one may not exactly be iconic or as nostalgic as the other ones, but I really just wanted to make one of the billboards have like a sim like close up and pose like this, because I don't know, I thought it'd be fun, and it was. I like it. So the process I took when approaching recreating all these billboards is to first start off with posing the sim. Now, I wanted to be really intentional when doing this, so I really only wanted to pose the parts or the points of the sim that would be necessary or showing up in the billboard. So to do this, I went ahead and set up the camera, so for how I roughly wanted the render to look like, and then try to operate specifically within those guidelines set. After I finished posing the sim, I would render them and then bring it into Canva, and then Canva is where I would go ahead and add all of the details and try to recreate the billboard. However, I will say that, you know, the people who make these billboards, they are professional. I mean, even if these ones do look a little goofy. I just had Canva and a will, and even Canva is limited. Okay, she was pissing me off, lucky, but it didn't need to be that deep. And I do really like the way they all came out. And of course, we couldn't write this in English, so I went ahead and also found some Simlish fonts that would match, give the same energy, you know. I actually had such a great time going ahead and making all of the billboards for these and recreating the ones in game, or ones in real life, into the game. And I think also deciding to make the Sims using only in-game content, no CC, was also a great choice. It did what it needed to do, and I think it makes them even more funny to go ahead and look at and even put in the game. However, I will say with this one, I had my sim and I had the image side by side, and I realized the suit really just wasn't hitting the way I wanted it to. So I went ahead and, using GeForce Studio, I pulled the textures of different swatches of the same suit and kind of like, you know, piece them together in Canva to kind of get what I want. As a result, you see like the brown on the inside of the suit. As for the billboards themselves, I'm sure I will be putting them up for download. I just can't decide whether I want to do that now or later. As I was saying previously, I did have so much fun going ahead and putting these together, to the point where I'm in the mood to make more. I don't know, at this point I have a whole Pinterest board of different ads I would like to recreate in The Sims. So I'm just not sure if how I should go ahead and upload that. But if you do really want them to put in your game or your save files or whatever, just let me know in the comments, and I might just go ahead and just put them up anyway as they are, and maybe in parts. I don't know, we'll see. Just let me know. I was also thinking of going ahead and uploading the textures I did for each of these. That way you have access to the different images I put together. So it would be the texture for the billboard, so that way you could just go ahead and you could use the pictures I went ahead and put together and making other recolors or slap them on other pieces of CC if you want to on your own items. As I don't think I really care. I'm saying that now, I don't know, I may change, but as of right now, I don't think that's really a big deal for me right now. And then, as you'll see here, I did actually, even though the words were in Simlish, all of them would make sense if you changed them into English. And right here, you'll see I almost actually put the real phone number on the billboard on the side before I realized I had to change it. Right here, you'll see I also put the real, what is it called? thrill, like a website link too. I do end up changing that to ppg3.com because right now I've been watching the Love Island Beyond the Villa as they struggle to reach for an interesting plot line. Okay, I'm no season 2 needed. It's okay. But I'm gonna watch all of it because there doesn't need to be a plot line. It just needs to be interesting enough to keep me attached. Just interesting enough. And right now it is. I'm on 3 episodes in. Whether I'll actually finish it, I don't know if it keep my attention for that, but I'm liking what I'm seeing enough. It's not that big of a deal. And then we move on lastly to this billboard, which is the one that really motivated me to make this video in general. You see I started off a little differently, and that's with kind of establishing a base for the background in Canvas or Canva, I get confused. Before going ahead and posing the sim. And that's because this pose was really intimidating to me to go ahead. I knew it was going to be difficult, and it was difficult. And not to mention, I had been doing this all in one sitting, but the sickness, the illness, it really got to me at this point. So I did have to pause to take a break in the middle of this one. But I think I captured enough of the essence going out and putting it together. And I'm really proud of my problem solving. As you can see with this one here, we don't have our rugs in game. They're literally just like planes with pictures on them, like with a photo of a rug on them. They're not actually 3D, they're not actually dimensional, if you will. So to make the rolled up ones or the rugs look dimensional in this one, I literally just took a I took a default cylinder and then remapped the UVs to kind of resemble a rolled up rug. And then he's kind of leaning on like these carpet samples in the billboard. So big brain of me to go ahead and solve that problem there. I went ahead and took these tapestries that came with Horse Ranch. I got rid of all the frills and the wooden bits holding up on the wall. And I feel like they kind of do just like look like little, swatches on their own. So I stacked those. And now it's time to go ahead and take a look at what all of our billboards look like. Okay, so we are now back in game and ready to go ahead and take a look at what the billboards finally look like all together with all of the swatches. Right now, we are currently at a clothing store lot I've been building. And this old thing, she's just a work in progress, but she is made to show off a mod. A mod showcase video I'll probably be working on starting very soon. Okay, cough, cough. Anyway, moving on to go ahead and search for them. It's just called custom billboards in my game right now. This is a billboard. Now I've already seen it, but either way, I love it so much. I don't have the energy to express that in my voice right now. But I promise I do. So going ahead and going through the swatches. This is the first one we did with the Billie Eilish tour videos, and you can see I did it in 2 other swatches. So that's what the first one looks like. Moving on, we have the divorce lawyer realtor ones. This is the first one. I think this one might be my favorite. I don't know what it is about it. And then last but not least, we have this one, the rug and carpet salesman. And I am actually really proud of being able to recreate this one the way this one came together. Even if it's not my favorite, I love it. I do. It brings me joy. It does bring me joy. So this is the first watch. This is the second one. And then this is the third one. Okay, so that is all of the swatches of the objects we've made on this billboard. But wait, there's more because I had a little spare time and energy to go ahead and do something else. I actually have it hidden behind the building over here. Hold up. But yes, as you can see here, I also decided to put the little ads we made on different park benches. You can see with this one and this one here, and then they come in the black and green. As you can see, I only did it for the first swatch of all of them because it was more energy than I had. if I'm being like completely honest with you. So it only has one swatch from each of them. Despite being sick, this has been really fun to go ahead and put together. So anyway, however, moving on, this is Tracy, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Oh, I'm gonna cut the cameras. Dead ass.